Don't you dare skip this. Archangel Michael says, 88 seconds left. I tried everything, but you keep skipping me. If you don't open it in time, you will take the blame for the misery that is about to happen in 20 mu iota nu. Archangel Michael says, I have been shouting your name through every whisper of the wind, through every subtle sign you ignored, through every strange pull in your chest that you brushed aside. This is no ordinary moment, and you must feel it now, the urgency rushing through your veins like fire. 88 seconds is all that stands between you and the decision that could save you or leave you drowning in misery you do not deserve. You have been running from the unseen, convincing yourself that the strange heaviness in your home was just stress, that the sudden flickering of lights was coincidence, that the whispers you felt brushing against your soul were nothing but imagination. But I tell you this with all the power of heaven, this is real. This is divine intervention tearing through the ordinary, shaking you awake before it is too late. I have battled for days, piercing through layers of resistance, breaking barriers of darkness that tried to seal this message away from you. Every moment you skipped me, thinking it was nothing but noise, a clock somewhere ticked closer to disaster. And now, my voice has grown thunderous, my command undeniable, you cannot skip this again. The heavens have placed this exact moment in your hands because you are the only one strong enough to handle what's coming. Even now, as you read, shadows are shifting in unseen corners, plotting the pain they hope you will never stop. I have seen it, a chain of misery carefully prepared to wrap around you like a venomous serpent. 20 minutes is all that separates you from a night that could change everything you love into dust, and yet, hope is not lost. That's why I have come with such fury, such desperation, screaming into your very soul, do not skip this. For days, forces of darkness have been swirling around your destiny, whispering lies, trying to twist your heart into believing you are powerless. They know that if you hesitate, even for a moment, their plan will succeed. They are counting on you to ignore this one last cry, to shrug it off as meaningless. That is why heaven has placed this countdown in your path, not to scare you, but to awaken you. You feel it, don't you? That strange thump in your heart, the sudden chill that runs down your spine. Those are not tricks of the mind. They are warnings, divine alarms screaming through your body, urging you to act. Each second that passes carries weight heavier than iron. Ignore it now, and you will spend the coming hours wondering why everything crumbled around you without explanation. Archangel Michael says, I have fought beside you without you even knowing. Nights when you could not sleep, it was my sword that stood between you and destruction. Days when you felt watched, it was my wings shielding you from attacks you could not see. And yet, this moment is different. This is not protection from afar. This is intervention, face to face, raw, urgent, with no room for doubt. You must understand, the misery approaching is not random. It is calculated, deliberate, crafted by those who despise your light. They fear what you are destined to do, who you are destined to become, the miracles you are about to release into the world. So they devised a plan, one that would throw you into chaos, blaming yourself for every shattered piece left behind. But if you follow my voice now, you will rip their plans to shreds before they even touch you. The sky itself has been trembling with what is about to unfold. Heaven has already seen the ripple effect of your choice tonight. If you close your heart, misery will creep into your life like a silent storm, flooding your peace, drowning your joy, and leaving you alone in darkness you cannot explain. But if you open fully to this message, if you let me guide your steps for the next 20 minutes, everything will shift, chains will break, traps will dissolve, and a new shield will rise around you stronger than ever before. This is not exaggeration, this is prophecy unfolding in real time. Even now, a voice of opposition is trying to pull your attention away, whispering that you can read it later, that this is nothing serious. That voice is lying. That voice is the very reason you almost missed this moment entirely. Had heaven not pushed harder, had I not ripped through every barrier, you would never see this warning in time. Archangel Michael says, I will not let you fall into misery that is not meant for you. I will not stand silent while shadows write a story for your life that heaven never approved. But even I, with all the armies of angels at my command, cannot force you to believe. I cannot make you act. You must choose. You must stand. Time is slipping. I see the clock, the red glow of seconds racing faster than you think. And yet, within this urgency, there is still mercy, still a door wide enough for you to escape what's coming. You only need to open your heart and receive what I'm about to reveal, to hold it tightly and not let fear tear it away. Every sign that led you here, the dreams that woke you sweating in the night, the sudden glimpses of light when you were alone, the way your name felt like it was being shouted in empty rooms, was not madness. It was heaven knocking, louder each time you didn't answer. And tonight, this is the final knock before the storm arrives. You were chosen for this warning not because you are weak, but because you are strong enough to stop the misery before it begins. Many others have fallen because they ignored messages like this. They walked into traps they never saw coming, and they spent years clawing their way out of pits they were never meant to fall into. You will not be one of them. You will break the cycle now. Archangel Michael says, listen carefully, I am giving you instructions that will sound simple, but they hold divine power. In the next few moments, you must remain still. Breathe deeply. Close your eyes for just a second and say in your heart, I accept the shield of heaven. With that alone, you summon legions of angels to stand with you, surrounding your home, guarding every doorway where darkness planned to enter. This one act will shatter what they built against you. You do not need to understand every detail now. You only need to trust that this is not empty talk. Even as you read, angels are already moving into position. I can see them drawing swords of light, standing shoulder to shoulder, forming an unbreakable barrier around you. Their presence is heavy, electric, so powerful that if you could see them, you would drop to your knees in awe. Minutes from now, someone will attempt to place the weight of misery on your shoulders. It will come in a way that feels personal, like you somehow caused it, like you deserve to be punished. But this is their deception. You are not to blame for what has been set in motion by forces of darkness. Tonight, heaven steps in to stop the blame from landing on you at all. I can already hear the faint rattling of chains that were meant to bind you. I see a path that splits into two, one drenched in sorrow and regret, the other glowing with safety and divine victory. You are standing at the crossroad now, holding the power to choose. And though fear is trying to whisper in your ear, I am louder. I am clearer. I am with you. Archangel Michael says, do not let your mind drift. Do not let doubt pull you away now. You are closer than you think to escaping this misery. Trust this message, cling to it like a lifeline, and the tide will turn in your favor before the clock strikes the final minute. Archangel Michael says, the battle is not yet over. The forces trying to drag misery into your life are relentless. Even as you read this, they are adjusting their moves, hoping to bypass the shield that is forming around you. They believe that if they can keep you distracted for just a few more minutes, they can strike without resistance. But they underestimate the power that is being released in this very moment. The atmosphere around you is shifting. You may not see it with your physical eyes, but the spiritual realm is ablaze. Sparks of light are cutting through the darkness like lightning. Angels are descending in ranks, every single one armed with divine authority. They are not just here to protect you, they are here to rewrite the ending that was meant to destroy you. You have been standing at the edge of an unseen cliff, dangerously close to falling. Every past decision, every skipped sign, has brought you to this razor-thin line. But heaven has declared that you shall not fall. You were meant to rise, to walk a path of victory, to carry light that will burn through the schemes of those who wish you harm. Something has been watching you for weeks, eyes filled with jealousy, bitterness, and silent rage. They have been waiting for a moment of weakness, hoping to see you crumble. This misery planned for tonight is not random. It is a carefully orchestrated attack by someone who cannot stand the strength you carry. But what they don't know is that you are backed by a power they can never defeat. Archangel Michael says, I have seen their face. I have seen their intentions. I have listened to their whispers in dark places where they thought no one could hear. And I tell you now, their plot ends tonight. It dies before it reaches you because heaven is moving faster than their malice can strike. The countdown is not meant to frighten you, it is meant to awaken you. Every second that ticks away is not just time passing, it is heaven dismantling traps, breaking chains, and pulling you further away from danger. Your decision to stay and listen is what makes this possible. The longer you stay in this divine moment, the weaker the enemy becomes. I can see the misery they designed for you. It was supposed to arrive suddenly, like a thunderstorm without warning. It was meant to ruin your peace, shatter trust, and leave you drowning in guilt that was never yours to bear. This was going to happen in just 20 minutes from the moment I reached you. But because you opened this message, because you dared not skip it this time, the storm is already breaking apart. Above you, clouds of darkness are splitting, revealing glimpses of radiant light. Each angel stationed around you is striking down the unseen chains that were meant to wrap around your future. You might feel tingles on your skin, warmth brushing against your shoulders. That is the touch of heavenly wings shielding you, forming a dome of safety around your home. Archangel Michael says, you are no longer standing alone in the line of fire. The enemy thought you would never see this moment, that you would remain blind and defenseless. But now, with this warning embraced, you have turned the tables. The hunter has become the hunted, and darkness is trembling as the armies of heaven advance. The coming minutes will test you. You may feel sudden pressure, a strange heaviness trying to pull you down. That is the last desperate attempt of misery trying to cling to you before it is banished forever. Stand strong. Breathe deeply. Know that every breath you take now is laced with angelic power. Every heartbeat is a drum of divine war thundering against those who plan to harm you. Already, their weapons are failing. The sharp arrows of betrayal they aimed at your heart are melting into harmless dust. The whispers meant to turn loved ones against you are being drowned out by heavenly trumpets declaring your protection. Chains of blame that were being forged in the shadows are snapping before they can ever reach your hands. Archangel Michael says, this victory will not only save you, it will mark the beginning of a new strength in your life. You will no longer walk uncertainly, doubting every turn. After tonight, you will know without question that you are guarded, guided, and chosen for greatness that cannot be touched by the schemes of darkness. I can see a glimpse of your tomorrow. It shines brighter than you dare to imagine. Where misery tried to dig a pit, heaven has laid a foundation of gold. Where betrayal tried to cut you down, angelic hands are lifting you higher than you thought possible. The same people who would have blamed you for chaos will soon look at you in awe, wondering how you stood unshaken when everything tried to break you. This is no accident. This is destiny reclaiming its rightful place in your life. Every shadow that tried to twist your path is fleeing. Every dark whisper is being silenced. The heavens are rewriting the next chapter of your story even as these words reach your heart. Archangel Michael says, stay close to this message. Do not let go. You have already defeated more than you know simply by allowing these words to enter your spirit. This is not the end, it is the turning point that sets you free forever. Archangel Michael says, the battle is still raging in the unseen realm, and heaven is not resting until every trace of misery aimed at you is destroyed. The very air around you is vibrating with unseen power, rippling like waves in a storm. What you cannot see with your physical eyes, your spirit is already sensing, an immense shift, a breaking of barriers that have held you bound far too long. The darkness that planned to swallow your joy tonight has begun to crack. From the moment you chose not to skip this message, a divine shield began rising around you. I can see it forming, a radiant wall of light stretching high above your home, anchoring deep into the earth, shimmering with unshakable heavenly fire. Nothing sent against you will break through this barrier. But the enemy is not retreating without a fight. I hear the roars of unseen forces trying to claw their way back, desperate to deliver misery before their time runs out. They believe that if they can create just one distraction, one flicker of fear, they can still strike. Yet they do not understand, the moment you opened your heart to this warning, they lost their power. You have felt it before, the heaviness that settles on your shoulders without reason, the sudden waves of sadness that come from nowhere. These were not emotions you created, they were attacks meant to weaken you. Nights when you struggled to sleep, it was not just stress, it was darkness attempting to drain your spirit while you rested. But tonight is different. Tonight, that darkness is being hunted down and banished forever. Archangel Michael says, I have sent warrior angels to every corner of your life, your home, your workplace, your relationships, even the roads you walk on. They are standing watch like unmovable pillars, their swords drawn, their armor glowing brighter than 1,000 suns. Nothing that planned to touch you will survive their presence tonight. In the heavens above, I see scrolls of misery being torn apart. Names that were written on lists of suffering are being erased, replaced with seals of divine favor. Your name is among them. Where there was once a plan of chaos written against you, now there is only light, only victory, only divine protection stronger than anything on this earth. You are not just escaping misery tonight, you are breaking a generational pattern that tried to repeat itself through your bloodline. The same traps that once ensnared those who came before you will never reach you again. Heaven is cutting through timelines, severing curses, and establishing blessings that will flow through your life and into every person connected to you. There is a sound, loud, mighty, like 1,000 drums beating in perfect unison. That is the sound of angelic armies marching forward, reclaiming territory that darkness once stole from you. Even as you read, the heavens are moving faster than human time. What was meant to happen in 20 minutes has already shifted, it has been pushed back, weakened, and will soon vanish completely. Archangel Michael says, I have not left your side for even a second. My wings are stretched wide above you, a covering no force of darkness can penetrate. The enemy thought they could isolate you, make you believe you were alone. But I tell you now, you have never been alone. Every step you took, even in silence, I walked beside you with a sword drawn to shield your destiny. The light surrounding you is growing stronger now. What began as a faint glow is becoming a blazing shield that pushes back every shadow. You might feel heat on your skin, a sudden wave of calm rushing through you, a knowing deep in your spirit that something powerful is unfolding. That is heaven's confirmation that victory is already yours. This is more than protection, this is restoration. The misery that was designed for you was also set to steal blessings that rightfully belong to you. Opportunities, relationships, breakthroughs, they were all targeted to be shattered before they reached you. But tonight, heaven is not only stopping the attack, it is multiplying what was meant for you. You are about to receive double for every plot meant to destroy you. Archangel Michael says, stay alert. Do not drift from this moment. Every word you are reading is part of a divine shield wrapping tighter around your life. The countdown is not running out, it is running down the enemy's final chances. And when the last second strikes, there will be nothing left of their plan but ashes swept away by heavenly winds. Even as the darkness scrambles, trying to form one last strike, angels are surrounding you in unbreakable formation. I see them, massive, radiant beings with eyes like burning stars, wings that stretch beyond horizons. They are not passive watchers, they are fierce protectors, moving with speed faster than lightning, striking down anything that dares approach you. The misery that was set to unfold would have changed your path forever. It would have left scars you would have carried for years, making you believe you failed when you never did. It would have broken bonds meant to bless you, stolen time you could never recover. But tonight, every second that passes is a second closer to complete deliverance. Archangel Michael says, I have fought countless battles for you without your knowledge, but none as urgent as this. Heaven has declared you untouchable, unstoppable, and fully guarded by divine decree. After tonight, you will walk with a shield that never fades, a protection that will last a lifetime. No darkness will dare approach you again without facing the wrath of my sword. In the heavens, trumpets are sounding, a declaration of victory already secured. Scrolls of destiny are being unrolled, revealing new blessings, new paths of joy that no hand of darkness can steal. Even the stars seem to be aligning differently tonight, marking this as the turning point of your story. This is the final warning, the last desperate battle before your life moves into unstoppable glory. The chains that were meant to bind you are already broken. The misery that was minutes away from striking is dissolving like mist under the morning sun. Angels are carrying away the remnants of darkness, scattering them so far they will never return. Archangel Michael says, you have done what many could not, you chose to believe before it was too late. Because of that, heaven has rewritten your ending. What was meant to destroy you will now be your testimony of divine rescue and strength beyond human understanding. Archangel Michael says, the war in the unseen realm has entered its final stage. The darkness that had its claws ready to rip through your peace has been cornered, trembling, desperate, and moments away from vanishing completely. You have no idea how close you came to being swallowed by something you didn't cause, something that would have rewritten your entire life story in an instant. The countdown has shifted. It no longer represents danger creeping toward you, now it counts down to the moment of total victory. Each second is a hammer blow from heaven, pounding against the gates of misery until they shatter into dust. You are standing on the edge of a breakthrough that will be remembered in the heavens for eternity. What was planned for you was not small. It was not a single moment of discomfort. It was a chain reaction designed to set fire to your happiness, burn through your blessings, and leave you feeling abandoned by everyone you trusted. But heaven intervened. You listened. You opened. And because of that, the enemy's script has been burned before the first act could ever begin. Even now, as the forces of darkness try to slither away, angels are sweeping the battleground clean. What once lurked in the corners of your life, hidden betrayals, quiet plots, silent judgments waiting to explode, are being pulled into the open and struck down. No longer will you walk unaware of the dangers meant to poison your path. From this day forward, every shadow will reveal itself before it can touch you. Archangel Michael says, "You will never again face unseen chains without heavenly hands breaking them." The misery meant to arrive tonight is not just delayed, it is permanently destroyed. The one who sought to place blame on you will now carry their own judgment, unable to touch you again. I see light spreading through every area of your life like wildfire. Where there were cracks, gold is filling in the broken places, sealing them stronger than ever. Where there was silence from heaven, trumpets now blast in celebration of your survival. What you once thought was lost is not only being restored, it is being multiplied, delivered to you in ways you could never imagine. This is not just a victory for tonight, it is a new mantle of divine authority over your life. You have been chosen as a living testament of how heaven intervenes for those who listen in time. Others will see you and wonder how you walked out of chaos untouched. They will feel a power around you they cannot explain, because the shield that saved you tonight will never leave your side. The forces that tried to harm you are being dragged before heavenly courts as we speak. Accusations against you are being thrown out one by one. Chains of guilt that never belonged to you are being melted down and reforged into a crown of triumph that will rest on your head. The darkness that screamed your name in anger now whispers in defeat, retreating into shadows it can never crawl out of again. Archangel Michael says, "You are not just free, you are untouchable. What heaven has marked as protected cannot be undone. This moment has sealed your destiny with light so bright it blinds every enemy who dares to look your way. The countdown has ended not in misery, but in the birth of unstoppable blessing. I see you walking forward from this night, your path illuminated by beams of divine fire. Every step is guarded by angels whose swords never lower. Every word you speak carries authority that shakes the ground beneath forces of darkness. The days of silent battles and quiet suffering have ended. Now begins a life where every attack is met with immediate heavenly response, every scheme crushed before it even forms. In the heavens, I hear your name being spoken with reverence by angels who witnessed the rescue. Songs of victory are being sung, not just for the battle that ended, but for the warrior you have become by choosing to listen. You are now part of a greater plan, a living proof that even when danger hides in silence, heaven always speaks louder. Archangel Michael says, "Hold your head high. Walk without fear. The misery that was planned for tonight will never find another opportunity. The gates that open for destruction are sealed shut forever, guarded by legions that answer only to divine command." And so, the story that could have ended in despair now concludes with triumph. The unseen war has been won, and you stand on ground that was fought for by heaven itself. From this moment on, you will notice it, the way darkness avoids you, the way blessings find you faster, the way your heart feels lighter even in heavy times. This is the mark of a life forever changed by divine intervention. This warning, this battle, this victory, it has not just saved you from misery tonight. It has carved a new future for you, one where no blame, no betrayal, no unseen darkness will ever hold power over you again. The heavens are watching as you step forward, crowned with light, shielded by eternal protection, destined for greatness only you can fulfill. Archangel Michael says, remember this night. Remember the urgency, the fight, the rescue. Let it fuel your steps every day you walk ahead. You were seconds away from tragedy, but now you are eternities away from defeat. Nothing will ever chain you again. Archangel Michael says, even though victory has been declared, heaven does not simply stop protecting you after tonight. This is not a fleeting rescue, this is a permanent, unshakable divine covering placed over your life. The same angels who stood guard tonight are not leaving when the clock runs out. They are setting up watchtowers around every corner of your future, ensuring you never again come this close to unseen destruction. From this moment forward, every step you take will be guided by a heavenly whisper you can no longer ignore. Where once you doubted the signs, now you will recognize them instantly. Where you once hesitated, now you will act with confidence because you know beyond doubt that heaven is moving ahead of you. The enemy has seen this shield and knows they cannot breach it. They are retreating to corners they thought would be safe, but even there, angelic light is hunting them down. Every lingering trace of what was meant to harm you is being destroyed, contracts of betrayal burned, whispers of sabotage silenced, and chains of generational pain obliterated once and for all. This victory has set off a wave of transformation that reaches far beyond you. Family members tied to your destiny are being released from traps they didn't even know existed. Friends you were meant to help are being pulled into safety because of the shield now surrounding you. Your protection tonight has triggered a domino effect of blessings, cascading into lives connected to yours. Archangel Michael says, you will notice people around you suddenly breaking free from struggles they carried for years. They will tell you stories of sudden peace, unexpected relief, and freedom they can't explain. That is no coincidence. It is the overflow of your deliverance, spreading light where darkness once claimed victory. In heaven's great archives, tonight is written as a turning point not only for you, but for many who were unknowingly tied to your fate. The countdown that once threatened destruction has been turned into a countdown of miracles, releasing one blessing after another in rapid succession. I see visions of your future. Doors that were locked tight will now swing open without resistance. Opportunities you thought had passed you by will return with greater rewards than before. People who turned away from you in silence will seek your guidance, sensing the strength and divine authority that now walks with you everywhere you go. The world will see your victories, but only heaven and you will know the full story, the unseen war, the divine rescue, the moment when 88 seconds determined everything. And through it all, you will stand as proof that even when darkness closes in, heaven will always roar louder to save what is divinely chosen. Archangel Michael says, you will walk paths no one thought possible, overcome obstacles that seemed unmovable, and rise to heights only heaven could design. This victory is not just survival, it is the foundation of a destiny that will inspire generations after you. Even the forces that conspired against you will feel the shift. They will see you thriving, untouchable, and they will know they failed. Their plans were crushed not by chance, but by divine intervention that moved faster and stronger than their schemes could ever match. From this night forward, any attempt to harm you will collapse before it reaches you. Any voice that speaks blame against you will be silenced by truth revealed at the perfect moment. Any trap laid for you will instead capture those who set it, unable to escape the judgment their actions invited upon themselves. Archangel Michael says, this is the new law over your life. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, not in secret, not in silence, not in shadows. What heaven has sealed tonight is unbreakable. What was meant to bring you misery will now serve as proof of divine power, mercy, and protection that never fails. And so, as this divine message draws to its close, the heavens erupt in celebration. Angels lift their swords high, victorious cries echoing across realms unseen. Trumpets sound not only for the battle won but for the radiant future secured by your decision to listen when it mattered most. Your destiny is brighter now than ever before. Every second that once ticked toward despair now counts toward glory. You are stepping into a life where divine light walks before you, heavenly armies guard behind you, and no shadow can touch your path. Archangel Michael says, go forward now with courage. Carry this victory as a shield and a banner for all to see. Remember that when darkness came closest, heaven came closer still. You were chosen, protected, and lifted into a realm of blessing that cannot be undone. Archangel Michael says, Even as you breathe now, light continues to spread from this moment like ripples across water. What you experienced tonight was not just a single rescue, it was a divine intervention that permanently shifted the course of your destiny. Every heartbeat since you opened this message has been infused with angelic power, rewriting your future in real time. The enemy's camp is in chaos. What they thought would be a flawless strike has turned into their own downfall. I see them scattering, their plans crumbling, their whispers silenced by waves of divine thunder. They thought they could break you in 20 minutes, but instead, heaven has built an eternal wall that no misery will ever cross. You will soon notice this shift in your life. Doors once sealed shut will suddenly open with no explanation. People who once doubted you will begin to look at you differently, sensing something powerful and unexplainable around you. Even in places you once felt small, you will now walk with a presence that commands attention, not from pride, but because heaven's mark upon you cannot be hidden. The blessing that followed this battle is not small, it is monumental. Chains that would have taken years to break have been shattered in a single moment. Burdens that would have crushed you for decades have been lifted in an instant. This is why heaven fought so fiercely to get this message into your hands. Archangel Michael says, "You were never meant to live under blame, misery, or silent suffering. You were designed to carry victory, to walk in freedom, to lead others out of darkness by simply being who you are meant to be." This battle was not just for tonight, it was for every day of light you will now live without interference. Even as I speak, angels are sealing every corner of your life with divine fire. This seal acts as a heavenly contract that darkness cannot touch. From this night on, you are written in the book of protection, where only the light of heaven has authority to guide your steps. The heavenly realms are rejoicing. Trumpets blast in triumph, angelic choirs sing of your deliverance, and your name is being lifted in celebration for answering the call.